Today, we're diving into a pretty wild idea. What if you could take a language as massive and complicated as English and boil it down to its absolute essential core? It's a fascinating concept, so let's get right into it.
So let me start by asking you a question. Have you ever just felt like the English language has, well, way too many words? I mean, whether you're learning it from scratch or you've been speaking it your whole life, it can feel a little overwhelming, right?
And you know what? You're not wrong to feel that way. The Oxford English Dictionary lists over 170,000 words that are in current use. That is a massive, massive number. And it's exactly that complexity that got some people thinking, maybe there's a simpler way.
And that way is something called Basic English. Now, this isn't a whole new language. Think of it more like a super streamlined version of the English we already know. The whole point was to create a tool for really clear, easy international communication using the smallest possible vocabulary. So just how small are we talking? Just 850 words. That's it. Let that sink in for a second. We're going from over 170,000 all the way down to 850. The idea, which is pretty radical, is that with this tiny hand-picked list, you can say pretty much anything you need to for everyday life. But how on earth can so few words do so much work? Well, to really get it, we're going to zoom way in. We'll look at just a single word from a dictionary that was built for simple English. This is going to show us just how much power is packed into each one of these core words. Okay, so the word we're putting under the microscope today is note. It seems simple, right? But let's break it down and see what makes it powerful enough to be one of those core building blocks of a language.
And look, right away you can see that even in a simplified dictionary, you don't lose the important stuff. We can clearly see how it's pronounced differently in the UK versus the US. This just goes to show you the goal is simplicity, not losing key information.
First up, we've got the noun form. A note is a single sound in music. Simple, direct, and it covers that whole world of music with just one definition. So that's meaning number one locked in.
But here's the second way it's a noun, and it's one we use all the time. A note is a short letter. The source even gives us a great synonym here, memo. So the exact same word that describes the sound in a song also describes, leaving a note on the fridge.
And this is where its power really kicks in. Note isn't just a thing, it's also an action. To note something is to see it and to remember it. So this one little word is a noun in two different ways, and it's a verb. I mean, talk about efficiency.
Okay, so we've got this hardworking, super versatile word. It does the job for music, for writing, and for the mental act of just observing something. But what's the big connection? What does this all have to do with our main topic, basic English?
And here it is. This is the aha moment. According to the source, the word note is on that official Basic English 850 list. It was chosen for exactly this reason, because it's so versatile. It does the job of several other more complicated words, which makes it a perfect ingredient for a streamlined language.
So let's zoom back out. We've seen how one single word can be a powerhouse. But why does a whole system like this actually matter? What's the real-world impact of having a simplified language?
Well, the benefits are actually huge. For someone learning the language, it means they can start speaking and build confidence way faster. For something like a technical manual, it means crystal clear instructions that could prevent serious mistakes. It really becomes a bridge for global communication, and it's a fantastic foundation for anyone who wants to eventually learn the full language.
And this is really the key takeaway here. Systems like Basic English aren't about limiting people or dumbing down the language. Not at all. It's actually about empowerment. It's about building a strong, accessible foundation so that anyone, anywhere, can communicate clearly. So I'll leave you with a final thought to chew on. If you had to describe your entire world, your job, your family, your passions, using only 850 words, which ones would you pick? What are the words you absolutely could not live without? It's a pretty interesting thing to think about. Thanks for joining us.